Reina's room.
Koichi, enchanted!
Hey Eve, this is absurd. If you go in there now, you'll get beat up for sure.
The two were already exhausted, and there was not much left to do.
It's right! Who do you think I am? Just enchant me quickly!
I guess that's the only way. I don't have any more MP, so you only get one chance.
Leave it to me!
The man waved his wand and a light-colored blue magic circle spread out around them. The light of the magic circle soon surrounded the beautiful girl standing in front of the man.
Okay, here we go!
The beautiful girl raised a sword above her head and sprinted at the dragon that stood in front of her. The dragon had already caught the humans running toward him and greeted them with a breath of flame. A split second later, an explosion happened with a tremendous sound. Flames spread at once and black smoke filled the air. Damn it! My vision is blocked and I can't see what's going on at all. Eve, are you alright? But there was no reply. My vision gradually cleared. I desperately searched for my partner through the black smoke. A large figure appeared at the end of the smoke.
It's no surprise, isn't it? Who do you think I am? Eve, the best player!
There was a dragon lying on its side with a sword in its head, and Eve smiling fearlessly at its side. My name is Koichi. I've been a video game geek since forever, and now I'm addicted to fantasy online games. And this competitive woman is Eve. She looks like a pretty girl, but she's one of the top-ranked players in the game. I started playing this game a few months ago, and before I knew what was going on, I almost got PK'd, meaning a player kill in which a player kills another player, or a player who does a player kill. I was still at a low level, and I was easy bait for PK, who, with his bad personality, was laughing at me as I was dying. Then Eve appeared. Eve kicked PK away like a child and left before I could say thank you. Oh, thank you.
Are you a newbie? I bet you came here after reading on a strategy site that this area is recommended for beginners, right? That's alright. That's how PKs were newbies to the area.
Oh, I see.
Next time, go level up in a different area or come with others.
Oh, hey! Would you be interested in joining my team? That's how Eve and I came to team up. I was attracted by the contrast between the appearance of a beautiful girl who didn't look like she was suited for combat, and the fact that she was extremely strong, and normally I wouldn't have the guts to say such a thing, but I did. I heard later that Eve has been playing along for a long time, and that she had been asked to join a team a few times, but that the party broke up shortly afterwards, and she returned to her playing solo. I think that Eve's egotistical personality, which I would never tell her because I would get in trouble if I told her this, pushed the team to the point where they couldn't take it anymore and broke up the team. I actually enjoy supporting Eve as she pursues her own path.
So, I'll see you again in the lobby at 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, don't be late this time.
Great, Baka too.
Eve and I would log in every day at 8 p.m. and the two of us would team up and play together. I would support Eve and she would go wild as much as she wanted. I think we make a pretty good duo, if I do say so myself. Since I started partying with Eve, I couldn't wait for 8 p.m. every day. One day, however, Eve didn't log in at 8 p.m. I looked at my friends list and saw that she was offline, so it wasn't like she was on errands somewhere else. I had no choice but to wait in the lobby for a while. But Eve never showed up. Ever since we started meeting at 8 p.m., neither Eve nor I had ever been this late before, even though we were sometimes 5 or 10 minutes late. I wonder what's going on with Eve. Did something happen in real life? We don't know each other in real life. We could send each other messages on our voice chat apps, so if something urgent came up, she could have told me. I looked at my watch and saw that it was almost an hour past the promised time. Not today, I guess. Then I got a notification that a friend was online. It was Eve. I looked around the lobby, and saw Eve running up to me.
Sorry, I'm late.
Hey, you're an hour late.
Sorry, I fell asleep.
You were asleep? I thought you had something to do.
I'm sorry to make up for it. Today I'll help you with the dungeon you wanted to go to.
Really? Let's go right now. There's a weapon I want in that dungeon. What's wrong? Hurry up.
Alright, let's go.
I didn't question it at the time. Eve had never been an hour late without notice before. But since she said she was asleep, I assumed that was the case. However, from that day on, Eve was often late for our meetings. There were many reasons, such as falling asleep or being busy in real life. But I began to feel something off about Eve's attitude. Eve used to be so carefree, cheerful, and independent. However, since she started being late more and more often, Eve's performance became somewhat distracted and, to put it bluntly, sloppy. Before, she seemed to be a flamboyant and seemingly reckless player, but in fact, she was a genius who used her cultivated experience and natural instincts to anticipate moves and move one or two moves ahead. Hey Eve, what's going on? Why did you go in there when my support skills weren't ready yet?
Shut up, it's fine.
It's not fine. It's how we've always done it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I'll try to move faster next time too. It's so unusual for Eve to apologize so sincerely. Eve seemed to be in a panic over something. After days like that, one day, Eve didn't log in for a whole day, and the next day too. Eve stopped logging in. I started logging in every day to check if Eve was online. Did she suddenly get tired of the game? Was it because I was a little too fussy and she got sick of it? My daily happy 8 p.m. turned into an unsettling one. I wanted to see Eve again. I wanted to spend more time with her. Wait, I suddenly realized that I wasn't enjoying playing the game. I was enjoying spending time with Eve. Alright, I liked Eve, but we were just friends in an online game. I'd already crossed the threshold in my mind. I wanted to know what kind of girl the real Eve was, and at least the reason why she suddenly quit the game without any notice. I decided to follow Eve's tracks in the game and look for someone who knew her. What? You know Eve?
We're in the same class in high school and we're close friends.
I did some research and found out about a bar that Eve used to hang out at. As I was asking around there, I found a female player who said she knew Eve.
I started playing this game after she recommended it to me.
Do you know what she's up to or anything? She hasn't logged in for a while.
Oh, you don't know.
Huh? About what?
Eve is suffering from a very serious disease. She said the doctor told her she had only a year to live. That's why she had to be hospitalized.
Oh no.
Eve was taking so happily about teaming up with you. She probably didn't want you to know about her illness.
Do you know which hospital she's staying at?
No, I'm sorry. I don't know about that.
I see. Thank you. I wanted to see Eve all the more. Incurable disease? A year to live? She never mentioned anything like that to me. She seemed to enjoy talking and laughing with me so much. I was determined to see Eve no matter what the outcome would be. I wanted to see her from the bottom of my heart. I struggled to retrieve my memory and remember that Eve once mentioned briefly that she lived near the sea and that peanuts grew in the area. Based on this information, I figured out that Eve was apparently in a hospital near the sea in Chiba Prefecture. I went around visiting hospitals randomly with the sole intention of meeting Eve. But I didn't know her real name. I don't even know what she looked like. Even if I could find the hospital where Eve was staying, I didn't know which ward she was in. Despite these concerns, I continued to search for Eve. I wanted to see Eve. I wanted to see her and talk to her. That was all I could think about. One day at one of the hospitals, I walked past a woman. She had an IV tube connected to her arm. and was chatting happily with the nurse as she waited for the elevator. I can't describe the thrill I felt at that moment. It was her voice, the voice I always wanted to hear. Are you Eve, by any chance?
What? Are you Koichi?
I knew it. It was Eve's voice, the voice that I heard every day for so long. A bright, chime-like voice. Eve was so beautiful that I mistook her for a pretty girl character in the video game. Eve led me to her room and I told her the story of what happened. I told her how I really enjoyed playing games with Eve, how I was startled when she suddenly stopped logging in, how I found myself thinking about her all the time, how I decided to look for her, how I happened to meet someone in the game who knew about her, how they told me that she had an incurable disease, how I wanted to meet her even more, and how I found her coincidentally when I was searching for her in hospitals. I told her what I had been up to as if I were trying to get it all out.
Thanks, Koichi. I wanted to see you too.
When I finished talking, Eve said so and cried.
I wish I had a boyfriend like you, but with a body like this, it's impossible.
What are you talking about? Let's try to get through this together. We've beaten every enemy we've ever faced together. We can beat the disease.
But...
Where's the usual you? Where's that best player Eve? You can beat that disease, get well, and marry me. Eve was surprised by the sudden proposal. However, she soon burst out and a big smile spread across her face. That's right. This is exactly the kind of face I wanted to see on Eve's face. From then on, I went to visit Eve in the hospital every day to cheer her up during her battle with the disease. We talked about our memories of playing the game, about each other's real life up to now, about school, about what we wanted to do when she got better, where we wanted to go, what kind of dates we wanted to go on. Eve and I were always positive. There was never any doubt about our future together. 1 year of happiness passed in the blink of an eye. Eve left for heaven. We spent a happy time together until the end. I don't know if there really is an afterlife or heaven, but I'm sure that I will see Eve again somewhere. We met in the online world, and this is how we came to find each other.
Thank you for watching till the end. I will be grateful if you could subscribe and comment.